Oh yeah, he's all dressed up for today, huh? Who are you? Little less sexy, Ethan.
This is my last day in this setup.
Oh yeah.
Pale boy.
Oh, everyone's growing up. We even got one leaving the nest now.
Ethan turned on a light today, dude. And I kind of don't like it.
Don't worry, guys. I'm also dressed up.
I'm just kidding. Wow.
For
what?
For what?
We're talking about the pool, right?
The pool?
We're going to the pool?
No. When did we say pool ever?
The pool? Well, it was
What
weird because
pool?
we were talking about someone dying in a pool, and I didn't really...
No, Eddie, we're talking about like the pool like game, the table with the green table.
Oh.
You idiot.
Well, but
I don't even know when we talked about that.
How would someone die playing pool?
Dying?
There's this animal like a honey badger that like comes out and like attacks the person playing the pool.
Like a honey badger?
Yeah, something like it. I can't remember the name of the animal. It's something like a honey badger.
That's on the Cardinals football team, the honey badger.
Let me look up what's animals like the
Do not say an otter, dude. If you say a fucking otter.
I cannot overstate enough how lost I am
Oh!
right now.
So honey badgers, also known as rotels, are related to many other animals in the Mustelidae family, including otters, ferrets, and other badgers, weasels, and the animal that I was thinking of, the wolverine.
Wolverine.
One time I saw
You got it,
a
Grandpa.
Wolverine in the Midwest. I saw a Wolverine. It was in my grandparents' pool. It was dead in the pool.
Yeah,
Dead in the
I
pool.
remember this
Wolverine.
conversation.
So
you're
the
saying
wolverine
that
was
in
dead
a
in the
single
pool.
place there was a dead pool, and
No, the Wolverine was dead.
the
Yeah.
the pool.
The
was
wolverine
okay,
was
it
dead in the pool. But the pool
Yeah.
you can consider dead as well because nothing in it's living.
Wait, are you
So
guys
the
trying
pool's
to?
dead, so it's a dead pool.
Wait,
and
are you
Wolverine.
guys trying to say that Wolverine dies in the movie Logan?
Yes.
Guys,
How do
welcome
we
to the
tell 'em?
podcast.
Yeah, welcome
I
to the
was
podcast.
so fucking lost for a minute there.
That's okay. I'm surprised Ethan got it with U of A
Guys,
IQ.
You guys like my shorts?
Your jorts?
No, my shorts.
Your jorts.
Are you repping that for the Olympics? Every time they come on, you do too?
Or he just loves USA. He doesn't have to be Olympics.
I'd sing the
Yeah,
God
I
Bless
just
the
love this
USA
country.
song, but apparently that guy's a fucking nut job, so never mind.
He wrote a Bible with Trump, and it has like his song at the
Well,
start of it.
it's
so
all
weird.
it's all about separating the art from the.
He
artist.
is the art. He's the art.
What do you mean? It's a song.
What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
The
but when
Bible, the fucking Bible. That's what I see as the Bible. Or the art.
What do you
The
mean?
problem
Oh.
is that when if he like made a completely different song that wasn't about like
What,
if
God
it was
Bless
about
the USA?
like a I don't know fucking
Skibbity Ohio.
driving a truck in the woods, I'd be like,
Driving
okay.
a truck in the woods.
But the problem is that like now I can't see that fucking I can't hear that song right because I know
he can't see
what
the
that
truck
guy
in the woods.
actually thought. I know what that guy was thinking when he was going through that.
The Bible.
The Bible.
The Bible.
Seth and I in our elementary, we listened to that song every Monday. It was like
Every 9/11.
It was no, it was every like they, for a couple years they did every Monday. They're like patriotic song on Monday, and then like national anthem,
yeah!
or, like, and it was like national anthem Friday, and then like just Pledge of Allegiance Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Okay, well they also played it on 9/11. I remember we'd always have like a big presentation, and we'd like all
Yeah.
go to the gym or whatever.
Yeah,
We'd sit
and
there
then-
in our chairs, and they'd play that and
and they had a little play where like the two tallest teachers dressed in like towers, and then the other teachers came.
the small teacher like ran at
What fucking cult were you guys in?
Elementary.
yeah, elementary school.
Bro, it's just literally about to dox your goddamn school. You're
What are they gonna do? Go
Seth,
there?
guys,
What are they gonna do?
Yeah,
Go to
let's give
Seth
Seth a
still
minute
hasn't-
here. I
Seth
think he's
hasn't
got to
graduated
activate his
elementary.
brain. I think he's got to turn that thing on. Do a little force reset really quick. Let's let him force reset his brain.
I thought you'd make sound effects.
Deadpool like the movie.
Oh shit, dude. That
Guys, I don't know about Universal.
Yeah, right.
I don't know about that.
So, do we want to talk about our thoughts about the movie and like do like in segments we do our spoiler free, and then we
Not a
can do like.
spoiler.
Let's go into explicit detail and spoil every single important part of the movie.
Well, here's what we could do.
Every cameo
Hear me out.
is
Hear me
in
out.
order.
Deadpool. No, but what we could do is we can set a timer for 30 minutes and then say jump 30 minutes so you can skip spoilers and play it safe.
Well,
who's to say we're gonna be talking about this for 30 minutes?
I also thought we were talking about the MCU on the whole. Also,
You got the door, right?
We were talking. I feel like the Deadpool was like kind of like a microcosm to like, kind of like lead
I have
into a
a-
greater
Okay.
topic.
Well,
I
I
have
know.
a
I
spoiler.
was just like jumping ahead.
Brief spoiler is that Stan Lee does not act as a cameo. He does not
What
act
the fuck, dude?
in the Deadpool.
Yeah, sad. But he's on the
Unfortunately.
bus, right?
Yeah, he on the bus.
Yeah. Let me drive the bus. That was what Stanley said. But one of my favorite cameos, I don't know if anyone's familiar. Spoiler
Wait, is this
alert here.
Okay, so
It's
we just jump into spoilers.
it's a slight spoiler here. Like, this isn't integral to the plot at all, but if anyone thinks it's cool, I guess I just like
Spit it out, boomer.
there is okay. I just want to, because I don't want to like anyone to like get mad at me. There is a part, spoiler, where a bunch of Deadpool variants come in, and one of them is Welsh Pool. And if you're not familiar, I had explained this to some of the guys after we watched it. Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds, the guy who plays Deadpool, own a Welsh soccer team. And so that was like an homage to that. And so, but the guy who played it was actually a guy from their soccer team.
That's actually
really?
cool.
Yeah. Like, he just posted it today, and I was like, oh shit, that's so
I
crazy.
actually do remember watching the movie, and when Welsh Pool came on, Eddie got super excited. I was like, what? Like, I had no idea what he was excited
Yeah,
about.
everybody's like, oh my god, it's Blake Lively and Matthew
Female
McConaughey.
Deadpool had me feeling some things, man. I'm not.
Did
gonna
y'all
lie
know
to
it was
you.
Blake Lively right away? Like,
I
couldn't tell till the
I
credits.
figured her or Taylor Swift.
I
Which
didn't think it was Taylor
William
Swift.
spoiled
It didn't.
now?
She didn't sound like Taylor Swift.
I kind of was
Eddie
like
has studied her
hoping they would take
physique,
off the
her-
mask,
her
but
They definitely did the high ponytail as like a thing.
I thought it was JoJo Siwa.
Deadpool, lady, I was gonna say.
They also had another Wrexham player in one of like during the Wolverine like montage was in the background or something.
Really?
Yeah, apparently. And then they were supposed to get Rob McElhenney to like be like just a random like guard.
TVA agent.
Yeah, something.
But he allegedly said he was cut from it, but I feel like that's not. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think he was wearing a mask, so we wouldn't know. But
well,
Obviously,
I
maybe
think-
him,
I
like,
think
taking
you-
off something got cut.
I think he joked. I think it might have been a joke because everybody's saying that because of what he posted on Instagram.
Well, I think he might have been in it, but then Deadpool or like Ryan Reynolds like messed around with him and cut him from a movie as a joke or something, as a prank or something.
It could
I don't,
be.
I don't
It
know.
was-
They fuck with each other all the time, so I don't know.
Yeah,
right,
it's
I
then-
do. Okay, sorry. I'll let you go ahead.
no. I've
'Cause
already said one of my things. So
what-
I'll let you go.
What I was gonna ask a question, and it's something I've thought about since the movie came out, and I've seen people talk about it on Twitter and other social media spots. Is my question here is, what do you guys think is a cameo? And I'm gonna drop a spoiler here, so like jump 10 seconds, guys. In the movie, there's like that group of like all those different people that got forgotten by Fox,
if you're
right?
here from jumping 10 seconds, jump like another 30, maybe.
Yeah,
If
right.
you hear from jumping those 10 seconds, ignore Seth. Actually, just skip to the end of the podcast and then
Yeah,
go
we're just
back,
talking spoilers.
rewind
Watch it
it and
reverse.
watch it in 2x speed. Exactly.
2 times
But
in reverse?
In the movie, there's the group of people that are forgotten by Fox, right? You have people such as, now that we've pretty much accepted it, there's, Human Torch, not Human Torch, sorry. There's Blade, X-23, there's Gambit, and Elektra, right? Now, everyone is calling those cameos. Do you guys say that as cameos? Because in my eyes, that's supporting cast.
No, that's a cameo.
It's
I can't-
still...
Cameos.
A cameo
You-
is
would you...
it's someone who's not expected to be in the movie that shows up in the movie. So like
Yeah.
those
And
people weren't expected to be in it. So
Well, here's my thing with that is they helped push the story forward. They had their own individual stories brought up.
Does
they
that
supported
change my definition though?
Cameos can.
I
push
think it
the story
does. I
forward.
really do think it does, because would you say, like, here's my example of a cameo, and that's, again, another spoiler, but we've already moved past that. Henry Cavill as Wolverine, the Cavalrine, right? I would say that's a cameo. No one expected that. It happened out of nowhere. Nothing changed about the plot. They literally just had him there so people would go, "Oh, that's cool."
I'm
But-
in the lane that even Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire were still
I wouldn't
cameos for
say
No Way
that.
Home. They were.
I wouldn't say that. I'd say that they're
I
supporting
totally agree
characters.
with
They
that.
were very much integral to Tom Holland's role as Spider-Man in helping him develop his story and pushing the story forward.
To
I wouldn't
me,
say
a
that's
cameo. To me, a cameo is someone who briefly enters the movie.
Exactly,
Who is not
exactly.
expected. Now, I think they briefly entered it enough. All the cameos. I think, like to me, that's like if you come in the movie and you leave it, like during it. I think if you stay till the end, you're a supporting cast member.
They were till the end.
Well,
Yeah, they were there at the very end.
Tobey Maguire and Andrew
those
Garfield
three.
weren't there till the end.
I mean, X-23 was just the example of who they showed, but they said there's some people.
I
who
don't
also
think
got
X-23
forgotten
was a
there.
cameo. So that's where I guess I changed.
That's-
I don't think X-23 is a cameo. I think
she's a
Elektra and
cameo.
I think Gambit were, and Blade.
I'm sorry, you brought up Gambit, and all I can think about is how happy I am to see that Channing Tatum finally got to be
That
Gambit.
was cool.
I need to see I need to see Gambit.
I know the lore.
Supposed to be
I know
him
the
in
lore of that.
previous-
I was actually, so my dad is a huge Gambit fan, so when that movie was in development, my dad was pretty much tweaking over it, and he hasn't seen the movie yet. So I'm pretty sure when that happens, he's gonna be like, that's the guy with the cards. So that's gonna be pretty exciting to see.
He's a huge Gambit fan. That's the guy with the cards. The card guy.
Dad's like
Card
he's
man.
watching from the door right now. He's like, what? Oh,
You
sorry.
just hear him slam the door. He's like, damn it.
Just fucking, you start hearing
So-
Juice WRLD playing in the background. I still hear the shadows in my room.
Yeah.
I want to say
Yellow
that
tape around
everyone
his
who wasn't
body.
advertised in the movie is a cameo. Like, they aren't advertised; they're specifically hidden on purpose. Like, all those characters were hidden on purpose because they're like, they're a surprise. They're a cameo. They're like, they're in the movie. Like, it doesn't matter
Okay,
how long they're in it.
no.
It's like it's something that makes the audience say, "Oh, they're in the movie." Andrew
see.
Garfield,
Textbook
Tobey
Harry.
Maguire.
Harry, can I ask you something here?
You could even
Okay.
say all the cast of Avengers Endgame that come back, they're like, oh, they're in the movie because they were hidden from the plot, and they're like, they're a cameo. They come
That
in.
feels like such a stretch to me, though. I'm sorry, I have to really disagree with you here, because in No Way Home, would you consider the Lizard showing up a cameo? He wasn't shown in the trailers, but they're
Yes,
bringing
he
back all the
was.
villains.
He was shown. Remember, like he's in the final. Like it showed like Tom Holland.
That's
and
true.
Remember, that's where it was like
But
everyone's like,
still-
oh wait, he's getting kicked.
But still, you would, like,
So he wasn't a cameo.
I don't know. I think you're confusing cameos with fan service, because
That's not.
cameos
Cameos
are such
are
a
fan
You think
service.
they're different?
Cameos are fan service.
I believe that, like, Harry's definition of a cameo is fan service, whereas supporting cast is something that's like, yes, this is cool, but they're also hanging out for longer than a scene.
I'll give you a
'Cause-
difference from fan service. Fan service is putting Wolverine in a movie with Deadpool, but a cameo is he wasn't a cameo. He was advertised as being in the movie.
That doesn't connect to me at all. I don't think
That
really.
still doesn't work, Harry. I'm
They-
sorry. Like,
That is fan service.
Again,
They brought him
Cavalry-
back alive. They
Cavalry-
brought Logan back to
I
life.
think here's what I'm gonna say. Every fucking time someone says fan service, I think it's dumb. They're making movies to entertain people. They're servicing fans. Of course, it's fan service.
yeah,
What do you mean?
Exactly. I don't know why people are so miserable to where they're complaining about the amount of cameos we're seeing when it's literally our childhood being brought
So
back.
you
They have
say
the
they are
ability.
cameos.
I'm using a word that people use all the time.
Got him to
It's
admit
like a
it.
dangling carrot in front of your face because you're like, you can't enjoy the story otherwise. You have this cool person, you know. That's my thing with fan service. Is like,
Okay,
if it doesn't serve the plot whatsoever, and it's just literally supposed to be just nostalgia bait. Like,
okay. Yeah, absolutely it's nostalgia bait, but tell me a time where nostalgia bait hasn't worked and made you feel, like, really cool. Even in
I
Avengers
can agree with
Endgame,
that. Yeah.
Avengers Endgame, they
that's
stabbed half the people, and it was very sad, right? The second ending of that movie, they bring everyone back, and it's the culmination of the MCU, right? We're never getting that again, by the way. I'm just so sorry. After I watched what happened at San Diego Comic-Con, I don't know how I feel about it. I really don't. We'll talk about that in a
we'll talk
minute.
about
We'll talk
it,
about
but-
that in a minute.
I will say, I think like I don't know. I just don't like.
I don't know.
I don't agree, kind of with what you're like saying. I don't know. I feel like there is like benefit to nostalgia bait. Like I feel
That's
like
exactly what
I
I'm
feel
saying.
like the idea that everything has to have some integral part of a film is just not accurate. I think there can be things that are added just to make the audience. I think that's fair. I mean, but I don't know. Like they're not just being like, and here's fucking Scarlett Johansson, and it's her, and she's like, hi, and then it cuts back, and then she's.
And I'm like, yippee!
Then he's busts a nut, and then the movie
Okay,
continues.
Harry.
Wait. Okay.
Harry, can I say just one thing for you real quick?
I did have my hand raised.
Sorry.
His hand raised, dude.
But the definition of cameo is a small character part in a player movie played by a distinguished actor or celebrity. That's a small character part. That is someone who's there for that one scene, and that is it, right? Again, I would even argue that comic accurate Hugh Jackman Wolverine, that was a cameo.
Define a small character role, because that could be anyone.
One scene for me. One scene.
Well, that could be just anyone who's not the lead is a small character role.
So we could even argue that Hugh Jackman.
Okay, well now you're just getting into semantics. I think now you're just kind of.
Well,
I feel like
it's not thoroughly defined, so it's like cameo can be.
I feel like the role that.
Okay, but I was gonna say something real quick about the fan service before we move away from that, because now you're trying to just yell at me again. Anyways,
goddamn right we are.
So in the comic books, in every comic book, like the fucking wildest shit happens, like way wilder than any like movie we've ever seen. And I think the movies are basically trying as good as you can as making a comic book into a movie. So like having fan service stuff is literally like what would happen in the comic book. Like when you see like he goes to the dimension where like Wolverine's fighting Hulk, because there's like a Wolverine versus Hulk comic book or series. Even.
I have a huge tin of that, by the way, like a metal plate of that comic cover. Go on.
So it's like they're like that would be considered as fan service to a lot of people, but also as like that's something from the comics, and it's like as much as possible adapting from the comic books like into a movie.
That's where I hit a bit of anger myself.
That's what comic book movies are for, is to take.
Yeah.
It's like taking like Harry Potter the book and making it Harry Potter the movie.
Yeah, imagine if Harry Potter came out today and people got mad about...
All the fan service, they like brought Hagrid out, dude. Fan service, he only did that because he's in the books.
Yeah, like, exactly.
I guess here's a good... Fan service is putting in short Wolverine.
Exactly.
Was it important at all? Hell no. Was it funny
really
as fuck?
Good for our joke?
Yes.
It was great for the joke when I all looked at Aiden.
I was actually looking at Reagan because he was the one that brought up earlier how Wolverine's supposed to be
should
small.
be comic. Yeah.
Literally in the car on the way there was talking about how he wanted to short Wolverine.
I know that like Wolverine being short is a charming aspect of his character, but I have to disagree that like Hugh Jackman isn't the best Wolverine because he's not short enough. I think he did the best performance as Wolverine, the hero, in this movie. I'm gonna just come out and say it.
Full respect to Reagan, but he can be a little bit of a curmudgeon sometimes. So I don't really think that's like a super widespread like belief in my opinion.
What do you guys think of that though? I just want to ask what you guys
We're
think.
talking about the Wolverine tall thing, right?
What do we think about Reagan being a curmudgeon? Well, let me get into it.
What I'm asking is, how do you guys think Hugh Jackman did as Wolverine here?
I love it.
As good as he's always done.
Like, I feel like this might be one of my favorite performances Hugh Jackman's done as Wolverine, because I feel like in the original X-Men movies, he was great, don't get me wrong, but he didn't really act like Wolverine, the super angry, snappy, very ready to just snap at anything. But in this movie, especially with the car scene where he's just like yelling at Deadpool and making him feel like shit, and then he gets punched in the face and just loses it, I felt like that was the most Wolverine thing I've ever watched. And at the end of the movie too, when he did this, and I'm sorry, I'm still thinking about that scene, bro.
Ethan's coming.
I feel like I emotionally did at that point.
Wait, so you're saying we would never have an endgame event like where we see like everyone come back through the portals? Where like I feel like him putting on putting back on the mask is like what we're talking about right now. Him putting back on the mask is one of those moments where it's like, oh, that's so fucking cool. Like seeing that
fan
is
service.
like
that was fan service.
But like you're saying that like we'll never get another event like the Portals event, whereas like you'll see like
No, I'm saying like a huge
Dogpool was
culmination.
my Portals event.
What I'm saying with the Portals thing is that was the ending of everyone's story. That was every movie at that point coming together. I'm saying that there's no way we'll really do that because of how many misses they've had since Endgame. I mean, even Deadpool says it in the movie. Welcome to the MCU. You're here at a low point. Tell me, Eddie, I saw you look confused there. Tell me, what part of Ant-Man Quantumania did you really enjoy?
Okay, well, there was
And don't say MODOK's naked ass.
There was parts of Thor 2 that I didn't like either, but that didn't mean the Portal event couldn't fucking happen. I think saying that there's bad movies now, so that means nothing cool will ever happen again.
What I'm saying is they're kind of doing an erasure thing, especially with how they portrayed Kang. Put the Jonathan Majors stuff aside. The reason that they're not sticking with Kang is because after Quantumania, people aren't interested in him. We already saw him get beat. So what's the point
I think the reason they're not sticking with Jonathan Majors is...
I'm saying with the character of Kang. I think
because
it's the multiverse. They could absolutely recast him, but I feel like the reason they're not is because we've already seen him lose to Ant-Man.
Well,
so what's the point of bringing back this super important villain to the multiverse?
Because there are variants and he's a different one, but like I think the problem is that we've seen like there's shots of all of the Kangs and they all look like Jonathan Majors, and it's hard for people to be like, oh, there's Jonathan Majors, and then they get some different guy and you're like, who the fuck is that? That's supposed to be Kang?
Dare I say, we're literally getting Tony Stark as Doctor Doom, so I feel like they can use the same face or a different face for the same role.
Okay, but that's kind of a different.
They recasted Ross, General Ross. Harrison
They
Ford
did.
They did.
And they recast Rhodey. They recast Rhodey.
He wasn't a huge one, and also Rhodey wasn't.
He wasn't a huge one. He was in Civil War, dude.
Here's something that
I've
actually thought about.
Everyone's favorite Marvel movie.
I really actually did like.
It wasn't that bad. It's not as bad as
it came out at a wrong time. Black Widow really did just come out at a wrong time.
That was my favorite part of the San Diego Comic-Con thing, was fucking David Harbour coming out in the fucking costume doing the bit, and he's like, guys, you didn't wear your costumes. I thought we were going to wear our costumes. It was so funny.
That was such an Eddie Core thing to do as well.
I love
I
David
think I've
Harbour.
seen that. What was that for? Like Hellboy or something, or Stranger Things?
No,
Thunderbolts. What?
Oh, really?
You silly.
Heard about what happened.
He just showed up to the Marvel. He just showed up to the Marvel talk, and he's like, "Hey guys, you ever see Stranger Things before, guys?"
You just said Comic-Con, so that's why I kind of went there.
Well, this podcast,
Comic-Con, Marvel Comics.
This podcast is a certain theme today, Seth. I don't know if you knew.
I'm aware of that. I just thought he meant like.
And we were literally just talking about Black Widow, the movie that he's in.
Oh right.
What?
I forgot about that.
You make no sense. Force reset your brain again.
Do you guys think the new Falcon movie will be good after how many times
I don't like fan
reshot
service.
it?
I think they're doing this. Okay.
They brought Gus Fring in.
They did. Here's what I'm going to say about it, because I know this is a very controversial movie they're dropping, because there is an Israeli superhero in it, and that's where a lot of people are split because of the whole war happening over in Israel right now. So
there's a war in Israel?
Okay. So with that,
I hope everyone's okay.
Everyone is absolutely not okay. But
thoughts and prayers.
Okay. But what is happening with all of this is because of the controversy surrounding that, they're not getting rid of this character. I honestly am scared for, Anthony Mackie's Captain America now, because his first movie outing is going to be filled with nothing but controversy. No one's going to be talking about his first outing in a movie as Captain America. The box office might struggle because of this, and then Disney's going to see this and be like, well, you guys didn't want him as Captain America, so we stopped making movies about it, when clearly that's not the issue we're having with it. You have raised your hand, Seth.
Quick question. Are you wearing the sunglasses because you got like a black eye at work or something, or what happened?
He's crying.
I was mainly just trying to go for like that You know, like the I wear my sunglasses at night. I like heard that song today, and I was like,
No
oh
one's
man, it'd be
singing it.
really funny if I did that.
Wear sunglasses. Okay, sure. You do
Should we
it.
start recording yet?
Oh yeah, I can probably start in a minute.
Okay.
Oh man, I had all this time to yell at Harry.
I forgot I had this.
Is that Marvel USA?
Another flag. Oh hell yeah.
But that's that. I mean, sorry, I don't mean
Ethan,
to
wait.
jump back a little.
No,
bit.
I was actually gonna say, Ethan, to piggyback off you. In the swimming competition for Olympics, there was no U of A players or even students, or not even in the entire Olympics.
Yeah, that's piggybacking what I was saying.
I heard a French guy won something.
Our ASU guy won first place.
Yeah,
broke
are
the
any
Olympic
French
record.
guys coming to fucking Tucson, Arizona?
No, I don't think
Only
so.
Tempe. That's the only city the French people know.
Freestyle 200 meters.
Some
get fucked.
call it the Paris of the Southwest.
You know, I'm one that falls into that category.
Me too.
So, me too, brother. Let's go. High fives all around.
I'm not hyped.
Sorry, Ethan. What were you saying?
But that
Wait, boys, I got you.
But what I was saying was I do have a genuine fear that we're not going to get any Captain America movies after this because of the fact that it will just be controversy based. I really don't think that other than the controversy people.
What's the controversy again? I'm kind of lost.
So, is Israel and Palestine? You know about that, right?
Yes.
I don't have to go into detail about that.
Planning how to like best thrust his dick at the
I've been playing with this. I've been
Okay. So you do.
I thought
You
you
are
were clipping
aware.
your toenails or something.
You are aware of that whole conflict happening right now, right?
Yes. What does that have to do with Captain America?
There is a Israeli superhero in that movie, and
Got it.
and people have argued, hey, please get her out. This feels really weird to drop right now. And Marvel's just said no. They're keeping her in no matter what. And because of that, people are saying, I will boycott this movie. And,
Gotcha.
you know, because of that, I'm scared we're not getting another Captain America
I'm gonna be
movie.
so real. The people who are boycotting it weren't gonna see it in the first place. Like, that's my thing. Is that I feel like a lot of these people are just like,
That's not completely wrong.
Me and my oblivious self, I was just like, Red Hulk.
I feel like it's one of those things where it's not gonna be like the best Marvel movie ever, but I don't think it's gonna be unless they like just do a bad job with it. I
mean,
don't think.
That is a movie that got mocked by In the Boys because they've had so many reshoots, which means like, you know, because like I think they've like redone the script a couple times because since the writers' strike, like I think that also said.
If they have an Israeli superhero in it, there is probably some, you know, like wanting to be sensitive, you know, like they don't. I don't know. I personally, I don't want to super get into it, but like,
Yeah.
I do think I don't like the idea of like people are boycotting Israel as a whole because like I understand they're not doing good things, but that country has been through a lot, and like I think giving them representation is far from the worst thing in the world. I mean they also
That's the
did.
point of like the Palestine stuff, right? Is that it's not supposed to be Israel. It's supposed to be Palestine.
Well, yeah, but like do you know why it's Israel, Seth? Do you know why
'Cause it
Israel
was-
exists?
Because it was the Holy Land in the Bible, and they thought they deserved it after like, I think they.
And apparently they're
the
God's
50s.
chosen people. Or something like that. I remember I saw something in Veggie, like I actually saw a VeggieTales clip today, and it was
saw a
Bob
VeggieTales
Bob the
clip today?
tomato. Bob the tomato was talking to Junior the asparagus about the Israelites, and Junior's like, "Oh, you think because they're God's chosen people, they follow all of God's chosen orders?" And then it goes back to Bob, and he's like, "Oh, you think so, wouldn't you?" I love that video. I gotta find it again. It's so funny. I was giggling. It was funny.
So
Yeah. That's just what I have to say about the Captain America thing. Is I do not think it'll do as good as most of the like. It's definitely not going to do as great as, you know. Let's use this for example: Deadpool versus Wolverine, which by the way is the top. I think it was the top rated R movie opening at the box office.
That's
like,
crazy.
It is the
Because
top one.
I think the first 2 Deadpools were better, but I think just because it has that Disney logo in front of it, a lot more people are going to watch it now.
Can I just say I'm so glad they didn't move him into the MCU. I'm glad that he basically just said fuck no and stayed in his universe.
They did though, right? Well, they will with
No.
like Secret Wars.
Who?
Okay. So what's happening in Secret Wars is,
Whoa!
if I remember correctly,
Deadpool.
God,
if I remember, in Multiverse of Madness, they've already introduced the incursion idea, that concept. If I remember correctly, and I could be absolutely wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, in Secret Wars, the idea is that it's like multiple incursions are happening, which means multiple universes are being smashed together. So throughout that, I'm sure Deadpool is going to have interactions with characters, but what I do genuinely
because
hope...
he has to be cradled by Thor.
Right. But I think...
By the way, we have
annoyed
talked
by
about
those
this
are
for
trying to
30
say.
minutes, so kind of.
Doing pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know what he's saying here.
I
He
forgot
said
what we said about 30 minutes. Anyways, I came my pants
Okay.
3 times. already.
If you came here after spoilers, skip ahead to
Just keep going.
Just
30
literally just
37
watch the
minutes
movie.
and 46
Go
seconds.
watch the movie. Okay, literally just please watch the movie if you want
pirate
to
it.
know.
I recommend you pirate it off the internet.
You know what?
Joking,
How about you
of
don't-
course.
How about
I'm
you don't
joking, of
watch
course.
it
Pirating.
and you go watch Pirates of the Caribbean?
That's what I meant.
Seth, give us your best R.
Arr!
There
That's
you go.
that's what it's rated.
Exactly.
Ooh.
But yeah, so the idea of
It
incursions
was like
is
the
that it's-
best box office open for an R-rated movie like ever, or like 6th best.
Didn't I just say that? Did I not just say that?
Did I
Eddie,
ask?
Eddie, I just said
You
that.
almost-
Look, in my defense, you've been saying a lot of things. Sometimes I tune it out. All right? God, I have to
I love conversations.
protect myself.
Right? Yeah.
So sometimes I don't listen to the things you're saying.
Yeah,
Well,
okay.
sometimes
I
the
was
things
gonna
he
do it.
sometimes the things he says are in 1983 William Afton and earned what the Sigma, and then he says something in a Josh Hutcherson impression, and definitely have to tune that out.
But yeah, no. So okay, with Deadpool coming to the Deadpool coming to the Disney universe, it might happen after Secret Wars because of the incursions and every timeline smashing together. But I don't think that they would do that because I'm pretty sure that's not what Sean, Levi, Ryan Reynolds, and that whole production team, I don't think that's what they were going for. I think they were going for Deadpool's completely happy in his own timeline, doing his own thing, and that's why he saved it. Because if he really wanted to go to the Disney timeline, if that was the point of the movie, they could easily just have him transition to the MCU timeline. That would have been fine.
Well, I saw a theory because his timeline was gonna run out or whatever, and they like increased it with the I don't know, they just increased the timeline of it now. Then like now it's like branched out, like it's going in a direction that's gonna be on a crash course, you know, like because his timeline was supposed to fade out and unwind or whatever and die.
That's what the incursion is. That's what it is the timelines are smashing together.
And that means he's gonna be in Secret Wars. I don't know how you
He's gonna
argue
be-
for me. You
Harry.
argue for me, and then you like go
Harry.
against me.
Harry, you
What?
can be in Secret Wars without being on the MCU timeline.
Nuh-uh.
Okay, here, let me put down the microphone. I was holding it because I had it far away.
So you're saying they're gonna make a whole
Here's the
Avengers? You're gonna make
here's
a
the-
whole ass Avengers movie that doesn't mean anything for the timeline that we've been watching for the past 20 years.
It absolutely will. Here's what I'm trying to say. Here's our MCU timeline since Iron Man, right? It's going like this, steady. The movies have happened. Here's Deadpool's timeline. Eventually,
The
they'll
movies
intersect
have
and
happened in the timeline.
They
by
have
the way.
crap. Yes, the movies have happened because that's the multiverse thing. They all branch together, and that's what they showed in Loki. They're gonna crash, and when it's resolved, hopefully they stay separate. So the MCU timeline still exists, still happens.
So
Nothing's taken
but
from
he
it.
joins the MCU because he touches that timeline. So that
He will be in the MCU timeline, but he won't be living in that universe as a resident.
all he's saying is that he's in it, and you're like, nuh-uh.
No,
I thought you were saying that that's where he was permanently gonna be. I thought that that's what the disagreement
know.
was.
Because he was already even in it because like in the movie, doesn't he just go to Jon Favreau?
That was him applying for a job as an Avenger there.
In
That
the
was all
sequel?
that was.
That was in the main timeline. Yes.
Yeah.
That was they're calling it Earth 616. It's actually Earth 19999.
They didn't say that. They just said it was a sacred timeline.
They auto-corrected it because everyone got pissed because Earth 616 is the mainline comics timeline. But, yeah, he visited there because Vanessa, his girlfriend, or ex at that time...
Bro saw the second Spider-Man 5 times and thinks he knows all about Earth 19999 and 616.
I'll just throw away all my comic books then, bitch.
Yeah.
But, he went there because Vanessa said, make something of yourself. You have these superpowers, be a hero, do something worth your life. And so he went to go join the Avengers because, again, he had the ability to go between universes somehow. Don't even get me started on my confusion with him moving.
No, because he had the time between universes. That was him in a different thing.
Huh?
I don't fucking know. That was
he can't universe hop. I didn't get how he could universe hop.
I don't think that was
because he has a time.
Deadpool.
He has a time turner thing. Remember that? He has a time turner thing.
Time travel isn't universe travel, Harry.
Yes, it is because he went to the fucking
universe. Timeline travel.
He went to the fucking universe where the Ryan Reynolds and Green Lantern were there. He went to the universe where he did the Fox Deadpool, knockoff Deadpool.
I thought that was supposed to be like him breaking the fourth wall with the time travel. Like, here's what I would fix.
Well, I think he did.
Yeah,
I think he did. Well, I think
it's a multifaceted thing.
And his canon, because he brought Vanessa back, and all.
That's him going back in time in his own timeline, though.
And
right?
that's why the TVA is arresting him too, because he goes to all the different timelines and shit.
I thought the TVA arrested him because they wanted him to join the MCU timeline because he was supposed to be a chosen one by the higher ups.
Well, maybe that too, but he did go to the sacred timeline. He did go because it said it, and I think he used the time thing.
I don't know. For me, it's weird.
It is confusing. I don't know.
Did that sacred timeline scene also feel extremely out of place to anyone else?
It felt really
was
long.
I feel like fan service, huh?
It felt really long.
Sorry.
It didn't feel like fan service. It felt like unnecessary confusion. I get it. Like, that's them saying, oh, yeah, the MCU's now out there, right? Deadpool's part of this Disney company. Tell me what that scene changed other than establishing Deadpool being like, yeah, man, I just want to find my own self-worth. They could have done that any other way that wasn't as confusing.
I think...
In my mind, you're just describing fan service. I'm not going to lie.
Well, it wasn't fan service. It was integral to the plot. It set his motive. It gave him the motive.
But then, how is that setting his motive if what you're saying is that it was supposed to be a different Deadpool? Because you said it was like a different Deadpool in that scene,
Well, clearly
right?
I misunderstood. I said I was confused. I'm not saying...
I'm confused, too. I'm really confused. That scene threw me for a loop. I've been trying to figure out why that happened.
I really fucking hate that they, brought Vanessa back, his love of his life, for them to break the fuck up. Like, what? So soon after? They were, totally in love with each other.
I feel like that's a trope that I've seen a couple of times, though, right?
That was poor writing right there.
Here's actually what happened. I remember, isn't there a Spider-Man comic where Mephisto, the devil of the Marvel Universe, makes a deal with Peter Parker to bring back Mary Jane, but at the cost of their relationship, and then he... I know what it is. Zeb Wells apparently has a knack for making his main character a cuck. And I know what you're thinking. What? In the Amazing Spider-Man comics that are dropping right... I'm explaining that. Zeb Wells is helping write the Amazing... Zeb Wells is helping write the Amazing Spider-Man comics right now. And in those comics, Peter and Mary Jane are broken up right now, and she's with a guy named Paul, and it's a point of contention for the two of them. Then, the same guy helps work on Deadpool, and now Vanessa breaks up and is talking about another guy? Bro, please... Bro hates his main characters being happy. He hates it. Sorry. That's just something I've noticed. It's a bit of a trend, and it's not one I'm a huge fan of. I like seeing, maybe every now and then, the main character succeeding for once. And that's what they alluded to at the end of the movie. He did, at the very end of the movie.
You fucking know.
So, Dr. Doom, am I right?
What do you guys think of Robert Downey Jr. being Dr. Doom? Real talk.
Ask, what do you think of Robert Downey Jr.? And I was like, cool.
As Dr. Doom, what do you think?
I think it's interesting.
He's my favorite as Doolittle.
Doom Little.
Holy shit.
Like how
Kevin Feige on the horn.
Holy fucking shit.
So maybe that's a joke. That's absolutely going to be a joke Deadpool makes.
No, he's not gonna be. He's not gonna be in the MCU timeline. He's not gonna be in here.
He's not in the MCU timeline. He will interact with it, though. Sorry.
Well, then he's in it!
They already did.
What's wrong with you? You go to U of A for a reason because you don't understand rocket science. We're engineers. We're innovative. Fuck me, I guess. Fuck.
Sorry, the multiverse concept is just really confusing. I know it is.
Go so far as to say we're engineers or understand rocket
But
science.
what genuinely I want to know your guys' thoughts on Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom.
I can't make any judgments about it until I see what they do with it.
Yeah, because he could be like a variant, which is the only way I'm gonna like it. Honestly,
Really?
it feels pretty easy for them to do it that way. But
I think he's his own different person.
I think that on one hand, this is an example of, in my opinion, bad fan service. Obviously, they're recovering from the Jonathan Majors Kang thing. So they're like, Robert Downey Jr. is Dr. Doom. You guys like Dr. Doom. You like Robert Downey Jr. Let's bring them both back. Here they are, right? Yeah. My problem is that this is the same thing as like casting someone who isn't, Jewish to be Magneto. Being Romani and that variant, that is very important to Dr. Doom. That is his origin. That's where he was born. Very integral to his plot, especially as ruler, I believe. So, them casting someone who is not of that descent, for me, just feels a little bit disingenuous. It feels a little wrong.
It's the third time they haven't done that, right?
I think so, but still.
I was literally hearing someone like talk about this online yesterday.
But that's like saying, here's Chris Evans as Magneto, and not understanding why that's a problem. Because Magneto is quite literally supposed to be a Holocaust survivor, and making it so as someone who isn't Jewish just doesn't feel like you would watch that and you'd be like, wow, what the hell is this? Right?
I would argue that's the point of actors, is to act as people they aren't.
Scarlett Johansson.
Robert Downey Jr. can't actually make an Iron Man suit. Downey Jr. can't actually make an Iron Man suit, so it's like what?
Robert Downey Jr. acted as a black guy once.
He did.
Someone actually already made that joke. Someone's already made the joke where it's like, oh, here's already.
Like he should have just played Kang, bro.
What a crazy thing to say.
I would say could have maybe in that instance, but that's fine.
I don't know.
Double down.
Oh, what you think he should have? You think he should have played Kang, Ethan? Huh? You're agreeing with him?
I'm trying to remember.
But
there was an actor people suggested for Doctor Doom that he didn't mind. Let me see if I can find it again.
I also think, like, I've never heard of that guy before, and I understand you don't just want to do like fan service, like you don't just want to like pick someone because everybody likes them, but also you want to get like a decent name in there, like, and also I think it's important for people to remember there are multiple reasons why people are cast for things, like the fact that he might not even be Romani, because there's a comic book where Tony Stark is Doctor Doom, like that is a comic book issue where Tony Stark becomes Doom, and so it's like if that's what they're doing.
Are you talking about infamous Iron Man?
Sure.
If that's the one you're talking about, and it's the picture that everyone's talking about, I believe that's incorrect, and that it's actually Victor Von Doom being Iron Man. It's the reverse.
No, it is literally no. I like a guy like broke it down on TikTok, which I know like whatever, but like he like showed like slides and stuff, and it is Tony Stark becoming Doctor Doom.
Here's what I'm gonna say is my final thoughts, because I have been talking a lot. I do think that
representation is important though. Yeah. I don't want to say it's not. I just think like they might be going a different route.
What I'll leave my final thoughts here because I've been talking a lot, but what I would personally like to see is, yes, bring Robert Downey Jr. back, give us our little fan service, dangle that little thing and like dangle the keys in front of our face. But I think if we're going to go for, this is supposed to be the MCU's Doctor Doom, this is supposed to be the Doom that we're supposed to deal with for the rest of, time, because I know for a fact that he's going to break box office records. I would love to see, like, I saw this comic someone drew where it's like Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom being like, yeah, we got Tonys, we got Wandas, we got all these people. And he's like, oh, but you don't have one Victor Von Doom, because there is only one, and that's where we get introduced to the real Doctor Doom for Secret Wars.
I think that would be interesting. I think that's an interesting idea. Is like you
Set
have
him
Robert
apart.
Downey Jr. as like maybe it's like a bait and switch because I don't know if you guys are familiar with Scream, but a big part of Scream was Drew Barrymore, who was a big actor at the time, was heavily like. Yeah, like you thought she was the protagonist of the film, and she dies in the first 5 minutes. Spoiler alert.
Exactly.
But,
that's what
maybe that's it. Like
Because
maybe
I love Robert Downey Jr. as an actor. Don't get me wrong, but he's already settled himself as the greatest Tony Stark. Bringing him in as one of Marvel's greatest villains, in my eyes, we could do better.
The thing about Doctor Doom is.
I'm sorry, I can't look at you seriously.
Okay, I'm just saying.
You guys fit it right now.
How much? Now, just be honest with me, Ethan. How much of Doctor Doom's face are you gonna fucking see?
If they do it correctly, they'll keep him masked throughout the whole thing. The original
Isn't
comic
it melted? It's melted to his face, right?
That's something one of the later comic writers changed. That's actually really fucking annoying.
That's
the original,
cool though. That's fucking sick as fuck.
It
He has
is.
a fucking
Don't get me
metal
wrong.
mask.
It is cool, but they wrote that in as a cop-out way for him to wear his mask. The original reason Victor Von Doom wore his mask all the time is because he's a perfectionist and he sees himself above man. So when he has a tiny scar on his face, he put the metal mask on and refused to take it off because he wanted to be seen as nothing other than perfect. That's why he wore the mask, but they changed it to have it be his whole face was scarred and he wore it to hide it. He is a
When did you
perfectionist.
start
through and through.
rapping so much, huh?
God damn it! I was. I can't wait for Robert Downey Jr.'s version of Rap Snitches.
There's only one Tony left.
Rap Snitches. Get it all the Avengers.
We're in our own little world right now. You guys keep doing your thing.
So rap is this thing that.
So back in like the 40s or 50s, maybe? Go! Someone fucking talk.
What? No, you raised my.
I've already said enough.
We already said our
sorry.
bit. Did you have something to say?
I'm mixed on him. Is all how I feel. I do think it's extremely fan servicey to have like the one guy who was like the more or less the face of the MCU come back after this like huge drought, obvious like as previously mentioned, and just to get pull more people to the theaters than probably would have gone.
It's a really
Is the way I see it.
I was gonna say that his Instagram post, and they also said it at Comic-Con, is like it said, "New mask, same task." Which the way I depict that is like new mask. Like instead of being Iron Man now, he's Doctor Doom, but the same task is to like deliver to the MCU, like deliver as like a good actor and like deliver his role, kind of thing. Like that's what
he wants to be a good actor.
Well, that's what I see as like new mask, different, same task or whatever. New mask, same task is like.
That's fair. I think it's also important to think that like, I know it can be hard because especially like to put like, with us not knowing, it definitely can seem like it's fan service, but this could have been they planned the MCU very far in advance.
Yeah,
This could have been a thing like 2 or 3 years ago, even more. This could have been a thing since this could have been a plan since they ended Avengers to be like, we're killing Tony Stark off and you are going to come back as Doctor Doom. Like,
yeah, I can see that.
Because I don't know. I just personally, I don't think that this was like unless it truly is like the idea that we brought up that like he's
A fake out.
a cameo in it.
Well, I don't know. According to Harry's definition of a cameo, he's already been advertised, so it's not
according
a
to
cameo.
Harry, I don't care. He's wrong. But I think I don't know. Personally, that's kind of my opinion on it. Is like it's a kind of a cop out answer, but like I have to see how it plays
It could be
out.
planned.
I
It cannot
don't.
be. I see where you're coming from with that.
I don't have tremendous issues with it right now. I do like my one big issue is what Ethan brought up is that like if they're going to have a Romanian character and not played by like a Romanian guy, I think what's important for people to realize is that like it shouldn't be I think that's like always been the issue. It shouldn't be based on like who you are, where you came from. It should be based on if you deserve it. And like obviously, like if you're writing a black character, you want a black actor for that. But like if it's like a more ambiguous kind of character with like more leeway and stuff like that, then I do feel like it should just go to who deserves it. Now, like, you know, where there are good voice actors who deserve these voice acting roles, but instead Chris Pratt gets them, yeah, that's a problem. But, you know, like, maybe, I mean, Robert Downey Jr. is a very good actor, so maybe he just deserved the role, you know, like, maybe he brings something to that character that whatever Romanian actor that was mentioned earlier didn't bring. But it would be cool to see them, you know, I guess the bigger issue is more of the continual passing over of Romanian actors for characters.
Look at Scarlet Witch, look at Quicksilver. I mean, they've done it before.
I was gonna say I'm really hoping.
Keep in mind though, I love Elizabeth Olsen. Elizabeth Olsen, if you come across this, I'm single, I'm 20, I'm a very good guy. I make music, I draw, I work on video games. I can be successful. I can be whatever you want.
It took him 51 minutes to get fucking down bad and horny on this episode, so
we're doing better.
Elizabeth Olsen, I'm taken, but my girlfriend and I wrote out a threesome list, and you're on it, so it's okay.
And you've ruined it.
How did you turn out so normal as compared to the other
two? I was gonna say,
give us a kiss.
I think this is opposite of Seth, which I really hope they make Victor Von Doom his own character and not Tony Stark, like, because Victor Von Doom's a really cool fucking character.
He really is. I can't wait for you guys to play Ultimate Alliance with me, because he takes over every scene he's in that game.
Like, I think so the story is cool of, like, Iron Man, how he becomes, like, a evil Iron Man, but I think Victor Von Doom is such a cool original character that it's, like, I would really hate to see them pass up that.
He is, but that's, like,
if they want...
Elizabeth Olsen, I love you! I love you so much!
He's ruined everything.
Him being his own character, in my mind, solidifies the fact that, like,
superior,
kind of fan service.
Harry's his own character, too.
So... they've talked about this a lot when Multiverse of Madness was coming out, about the possibility of a superior Iron Man, which I believe is along the lines of he dons a symbiote-styled suit, or it might be even the symbiote suit itself. He makes an Iron Man-based symbiote suit, and he's better than Iron Man. In these comics, Superior Iron Man gives Daredevil his vision back, just so we can take it away and let him know that he can't have it without giving everything to him. If we wanted to have an evil Iron Man, Superior Iron Man would have been the way to go. I don't know what they're doing with Robert Downey Jr. being Dr. Doom, but the way I see it is if they're going for an evil Iron Man route, I will be extremely upset because Superior Iron Man is right there.
I don't think they're going with evil Iron Man. They're going with evil Tony Stark if they're going to go that
That's
route.
Still what I'm saying. Evil Tony Stark is Superior
But
Iron Man.
Dr. Doom would have an iron mask, making him an Iron Man.
If he wears an Iron Man mask without paint to have it be like gray, I will walk out of the fucking theater. I'm sorry. I hate it. I love like Doctor Doom too much to have him be just treated like this.
The way he did wear it, dude. The way he wore it at Comic-Con was, like, pretty cool. If it's like an actual fully filled costume and not like a fucking bought at Party City thing.
Yeah, it felt a little bought at Party City.
I assume it's not, but it could be.
Yeah. People said he looked like a Fortnite henchman. Like, remember Chapter 2, Season 4?
Was it me, or was he shorter than all the other Doctor Dooms?
He absolutely was.
It was like the little mini guy. Like...
Maybe he should have played Wolverine.
Oh, shit.
Nah, I'm sorry. I can't see anyone other than Hugh Jackman as Wolverine right now. I'm glad to be proven wrong. I've heard there's, like, a lot of
Well, you must be fun at parties,
out there,
huh, Mr. Sunglasses?
True.
Got his ass. Oh, that was mewing. He broke, dude. He broke. It's the dam's breaking. Oh, God.
That's I was doing a pretty good job of staying on task today.
Oh, by the way,
you poked the bear and the brain rot leaks out a little bit.
I didn't poke the bear at all!
Who's the bear?
Harry, what the fuck are you doing?
Jeremy Allen. Something.
I already beat you to it, pussy.
For audio listeners, Harry's got a hair clip, a paper clip, a bunch of tape and just overall objects on his face right now.
A paper
Tape?
clip? That's really smart of you. You don't know what that is?
Oh, is it tape?
It looks like tape, right?
I thought it was like lotion.
I thought it was like pimple patches.
He would never waste lotion. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Let's be honest. It's Harry.
He's moisturizing. I like how Seth pretends that like Harry has no idea what's going on.
It's like FNAF. I have to check cams.
That's such a good video idea. Just put up like
real life.
Just put up like Discord things in your fucking. Oh, that's perfect.
Discord cameras in your house and shit.
Yeah.
There are like
We
somewhat
need a bigger
cheap.
house.
There in Target, you can find like security cameras. We can just connect to those and just have like a video dedicated to flipping cameras, and we make a FNAF experience. Where like the idea is like when there's like a red light saying the person's on the camera, you can't move. When the camera's off, you can move wherever.
We couldn't do that. I'd cheat. I would cheat.
That's true. He would.
I'd cheat. I'd win.
All right. Well, here's my next. Well, I guess I didn't even ask any. What Marvel movie are you guys most excited for that isn't an Avengers one? The next ones. Because there's like Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts, Captain America. I'm actually pretty excited for Spider-Man 4.
It's probably Spider-Man 4.
If I'm being completely and clearly honest, I haven't heard any announcement of them making another Deadpool or Wolverine movie. Obviously they've just dropped the movies and they said they're sitting on that.
Well, I'm glad you're being honest, not lying about that.
But I am very excited to see the future of Star-Lord. I mean, Spider-Man 4 is obviously, I'm going to be seated for that. Y'all know I love Spider-Man. But Star-Lord is also someone I've grown a lot of interest like watching in the movies, and I'm very excited to see where they take his character.
I can't wait for not Iron Man. I'm so silly. For Ant-Man 4 Electric Boogaloo in Quantumania Part 2! Woo!
Can I just say the best thing they could have done there with Quantumania is instead of bringing back Ant-Man, have that sacrifice mean something and keep him stuck in the quantum realm.
Or kill him.
I feel like I would have loved that.
Man, dude. If they killed him, dude, the fucking stakes would be put so high.
That too. I think they let everyone off so easy. They just got rid of Kang. They said, here's Kang. This is the next big bad of the MCU, guys. Oh, yeah, this is cool. He got killed, guys. But there's plenty like him. Ant-Man killed one, but there's a lot of them like him, so that means you guys should still be scared. I don't know.
If Ant-Man can kill someone, then it's easy as fuck.
Literally, his only power is he shrinks.
No,
that's what my penis's power is.
It gets smaller. She's like, oh, put it in. Harry's like, it's shrinking.
Fair enough. Another one that I forgot about was Blade. I hope Blade's good.
They're going through a lot of production errors with that too. I mean, let's be honest, Marvel's going through a really tough time with their production. Daredevil, Born Again, Blade, they're really struggling to find something that lands with audiences, and that's definitely why they've done the whole RDJ Doctor Doom. But I do hope that after like years and years...
What did we just talk about like 15 fucking minutes ago?
Yes, Harry?
Doctor Doom.
Yes. So I'm just saying, like, with the amount of stuff that they're doing and all these like plays they're taking, I really hope that they do find a way to get out of this so we can be excited for the next Avengers movie more. I mean, obviously, it's an Avengers movie. We're excited for it. I'd like to be very hopeful for everything else.
There's also Shang-Chi 2 and Armor Wars.
I love Shang-Chi.
I thought Armor Wars was going to be a show, not a movie. Isn't that one literally just about the new Vision and Rhodey?
No.
Can I make a follow-up to last podcast? We confirmed Joe Biden is alive.
Oh, yeah. He's living.
And that happened like a day after we recorded the podcast.
So
people were already still jumping to say it was an actor, though. An actor wearing a mask.
Yeah, because people are fucking idiots. Anyways, I think personally, I think Fantastic Four is cool. I don't know a lot about the Thunderbolts, but that does sound interesting. Like the Thunderbolts one is fun.
I want the evil Captain America return.
Yeah,
Dude,
he's
he
coming
is, I
back.
thought.
He's not evil,
Yeah,
dude.
'cause
All he did was kill a terrorist, and that's a bad thing.
Yeah, because he's not supposed to kill people. Dumb as fuck. Not you.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Who is it?
Keep in mind, villains can kill whoever they want, but as long as you kill the villain,
But
you are the same as them.
I do get it, because he's
Batman.
a symbol of peace. He's like All Might, but for like, you know, he's supposed to be like the symbol, like as Captain America, and then he killed someone.
All Might is a thing, not a person. Actually,
Huh?
All Might.
Isn't like the All Might.
That's
Or am I
not
thinking-
That's
Oh,
what you're
that's
thinking of
his
One for All, buddy. Actually, I think you might be thinking of All for One because that's his villain name and his power name, so I can see where the confusion's there.
I'm gonna touch you. Thoughts?
Booey.
Thoughts?
I like to think back to a couple of days ago when Seth said, "Hey guys, I love us," but all I can think about is what Seth said right now. All I can think about.
Yeah. Seth the comedy Nazi. Everybody called that in the comments below.
Seth's a Nazi?
Wow. Somehow I made things way worse. I made things way worse. I'm so sorry, Seth.
Why would you say that, Seth? Or Ethan? Or Seth? Seth, Ethan.
Sethan, that's our ship name.
We don't have a ship name. Don't talk.
That's like if
It's
you
already
fuse-
sailed.
Guys, have you heard of the
fuse, like,
ship
crystal
of ship of
gems.
Theseus?
They actually talked about that in a Marvel movie.
Sethan?
What was it? What movie was that? Or was it a TV show?
WandaVision.
WandaVision was so good, by the way.
No, it wasn't.
Really?
It was good. The first couple
out good.
episodes were so good, and then their finale was ass.
The finale was what people started making fun of the MCU for, but I really liked the slow gradual. I wish the show was longer because the slow gradual breakdown of the sitcom format eventually being turned into like she is manipulating reality. I thought that was such a cool concept. Wish they did it slower and had it a slower breakdown instead of making it be, oh, now she's got a super cool buff that we're also gonna undo all of her character development in the next.
I'm
movie.
gonna slowly touch you.
I fucking remember that where they just literally got rid of like they just forgot that whole thing happened pretty much.
She's like, I miss my husband and my children, so I'm gonna bring them back. Oh, I'm manipulating people. I don't want to do that. I'm actually a decent person. I'll stop. The next movie, she's like, I want them back, and I'm gonna kill a child in order to get it. Like, it was fucking stupid.
I feel that.
But also Elizabeth Olsen, so.
And I think that's enough. I think we're done here.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You said it like you were stopping like a fight or something at school. Like that's enough. All right, you two separate yourselves.
You don't want me to pull this thing back out, do you?
No, we don't. We really don't.
This is what I was trying to stop. You happy? You stalled for him. You stalled for him, Seth. You created this time. But that's okay, because we're going to see you later, guys. Bye-bye.
The bat signal's coming off. That's a Marvel movie, guys. That's a Marvel movie.
You know,
Nope, that's
not.
DC. That's
It's
DC,
not,
bud.
though.
you know what I wish I would have heard in the Deadpool movie? Wow.
Mobius not being in that movie. Oh, don't even get me started. Don't even.
I won't get you started because the podcast is over.